Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. It's a double upload day and it's got to be done because look, I've actually taken into consideration some of your feedback and I agree. The videos do tend to get a little too long and I think the only way to actually do that is to be able to split it and make it bite-sized for all of you to really take in much more easier. So we're going to do two videos as much as possible for the near future where it will be shorter, more concise, but you'll be getting two a day. So I think that's best. And ironically enough, things that have already happened today, which I would have spoken about later on, I might as well get into now. So in order to catch all the content as it drops on here, like I always say, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded Chelsea and elsewhere that I'm going to be discussing at length, and it's going to get interesting. Make sure you're here for the preview this Friday for Man City versus Chelsea, where this might get a little bit peak. Yeah, this is not looking good because it's Manchester City, right? I will give you my honest thoughts on that fixture on Friday, so make sure you have your eyes peeled. Let's get cracking. We have an exclusive. Now, I want to stress to you, right? This is why whenever I share the news with you, I tell you where it's coming from so you can make your own mind up as to whether you can take it seriously or not. I'm just the messenger. So we're going to get cracking with an exclusive from Graham Bailey. Here it is. This could be quite significant. Exclusive. Chelsea are planning to move on from a number of big names this summer, with Raheem Sterling and Thiago Silva not part of the direction the club is taking. Now, with Thiago Silva, we have to be honest, whether we love him or we don't. I think most people love him. And even the ones that are critical of him this season, deep down, they love him. Fair enough. Me included. I think he's an absolute legend. He's approaching 40 years old. It's only right that he's going to retire within the next 5 minutes. Yeah, if we're going to be honest, like, come on. And realistically, look, as much as I love Thiago Silva, we should be in a position where we're not having to rely on Thiago Silva game in, game out. We should be in a position where we've got central defenders there, a solid pairing that we rely on, and whenever we need to, we bring on Thiago Silva to provide that level of experience, to provide that 15-20 minutes that he can operate at physically at the highest level, because he definitely can't do it for 90 week in, week out. He's approaching 40 years old. This is the thing. So I understand if he's leaving and he's about to call an end on his entire career. Maybe he's got one more move left in Brazil. Maybe he goes back home. I don't know. That could be the situation for Thiago Silva. I understand. For Raheem Sterling, again, in an ideal situation, the level that Raheem Sterling has been providing, I'm sorry, for where he should be, his age, his expertise, his level, he is seriously underperforming. Seriously underperforming. And you know what? I think it's pretty obvious why. Sterling comes across as one of those players, and I remember saying this when we bought him to the club. When we signed him, I wasn't entirely for it. If you remember, you can go back and watch. I was saying I'm not so sure about Raheem Sterling. I'll take him if he decides to get rid of his bad habits. His bad habits is holding onto the ball for way too long, and two, making the wrong decision. Take that back. The wrong final decision. The wrong shot. The wrong pass. You know, instead of shooting, he passes. Instead of passing, he shoots. That was my problem with Raheem Sterling. Ironically, we've seen those mistakes time and time again in the Chelsea shirt. But I also did say, Sterling's that sort of player where I think if you surround him with top quality, he'll complement that. And if you surround him with dross, he'll also complement that. So his level is dictatable based on the team that he's in. Chelsea right now, we don't even need to speak. The last 18 months speaks for itself. I'm not surprised Sterling has plummeted. So if that's the sort of player that he is, well, I'm sorry, yeah, it's probably best that we cut ties. But, you see, this is why I'm doing double uploads, because I know that I'm going to be giving detail and it's going to go on forever, but it's important things to say. I don't want to see the club Sell Raheem Sterling and then buy some 17-year-old and go, that's it, guys. That's what we're doing. No. Which is the same reason why I don't want us to sell Conor Gallagher. I don't want us to sell Conor Gallagher because I'm scared that the transfer policy is going to mean that we get rid of Gallagher and then we replace him with some unproven 18-year-old who will come in and be given first-team football. Whereas in reality, I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing Conor Gallagher go if we changed our transfer policy and we brought in legit top upgrades into this team that are going to take this team to the next level. If it means sacrificing Conor Gallagher to be able to do that, I'll take it. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Which is why I'm saying, you know what, screw it. Keep Conor Gallagher. Because I know the value that I get with him at least. It's not the best, but it's something. Raheem Sterling, I'm worried that, we'll get rid of Raheem Sterling, which wouldn't be it wouldn't be a crime. But are we genuinely going to replace him with something decent, something proper, someone better? Seriously? I hope. We have to. We absolutely have to. So I really hope that we're going to shift and really bring in a proper footballing direction into this strategy and divert from the nonsense that we've had to deal with in relation to just buying young and unproven players and just thinking like Brighton, but not even doing it correctly. You know, at least with Brighton, it's crazy. At least with Brighton know who they are. Brighton know what they're doing. Brighton know the identity that they have. Brighton have this ethos and this philosophy and they're adhering to that. And the players they actually get are actually really good. They're actually decent. And then they get sold for more, obviously, later. But they don't plummet. They operate within the realms that they expect. With us, it's like we're trying to be Brighton, but we're not even doing that well. It's just crazy. So, look, as I've said, Raheem Sterling, we'll see what happens there. Let me know your thoughts down below on whether you would be happy to see Sterling and Silva go. Do you agree or disagree with what I've said? What would you want to do as a solution to getting rid of Sterling and Thiago Silva? Let me know down below. Now, Ben Jacobs has come out with something in relation to Victor Osimhen. PSG are interested in Victor Osimhen, but there is a lower confidence about that being possible because the feeling within PSG is that he wants to move to the Premier League, which is potentially good news for Arsenal or Chelsea. I still don't know where Chelsea stand, man. I heard yesterday that, we'll have 200 million to spend in the summer. Who says this? How do we know that? As I said yesterday, there's people that are saying, now Chelsea have money to spend, don't worry, it's all going to be okay. And then there's other people going, no, listen, the books are saying something else. I genuinely don't know where this is going. I'll even give you something else, just to give you guys my mindset, where I am, because I'm entirely unsure. There was an article that came out by the Daily Mirror. Not a brilliant source, if we're being honest, but they gave enough detail for people to worry. Now, some people are going to say it's a scaremongering, but when you hear it from others saying the same thing, who are in the game, and then you hear others saying the complete opposite, it's like, okay, where is the truth lying here? There was an article that came out from the Daily Mirror explaining why Chelsea, this is going to sound crazy, why it'd be best for Chelsea to not qualify for the Conference League. The only European football Chelsea should be looking to get is Champions League or at a bare minimum Europa League. If they get Conference League, it's actually going to hurt the club even further. And what does that mean? It means Chelsea should not win the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool when we go to Wembley. Because if we win that final, we qualify for the Conference League. But if we qualify for the Conference League, this article was saying that the FFP situation means that Chelsea would have to start adhering to UEFA financial fair play rules, which is something that we're not doing at the moment because we are not in a European competition. But if we do enter a UEFA competition, we would have to start complying with UEFA FFP rules, which is more strict than the Premier League rules that we have at the moment. So we'd have to comply with both. But the Conference League doesn't generate enough money, which means that we would be damaging ourselves further in the FFP sense. Which is why the article came to the conclusion that it would be best for Chelsea to not win the final against Liverpool. which sounds crazy because I'm sorry, I can't accept that. It's a final. We can't go into a final thinking, let's throw it. And then I think, what about the 35,000 odd Chelsea fans that are going to Wembley? What for? A waste? Like, no, it's a final. We should go out to win. But are we going to have something in the back of our minds as a club that Conference League isn't good for us? We can't just not show up for the Conference League. So this is where I'm saying it's really, where are we in terms of our finances? Where are we? What's the truth? That's what I want to know. What is the truth? Because if we have money, then cool, we can entertain a Victor Osimhen. If we don't, forget it. It's not happening. What's the truth? I genuinely don't know. So let me know in the comments what you think. I genuinely want to hear what the perspective is, and even any information people has would be great. If you have any good financial background, financial information on your opinion of where Chelsea are, that would actually be helpful. Let me know in the comments. Much appreciated. Now, we kind of shift over now to elsewhere. Manchester United, check this out. Sir Jim Ratcliffe making all the right moves at Manchester United. First poaching Omar Barada from Manchester City and now targeting Dan Ashworth from Newcastle United. Others could learn. So the article is that Man United have made Ashworth their top target for the new sporting director role. This would be a good role. This would be a good move, I feel. And when you look at his history, it doesn't look good on paper prior to Newcastle, because he was at Brighton as a technical director. Before that, he was at West Brom as a sporting director. He's been involved at that level, and that's not promising for a top club like Manchester United. Hence why right now, Chelsea, we're complaining about flipping Winstanley and Stewart. But he's gone to Newcastle, and since that takeover, he has been there and operating the business over there. And Newcastle right now have been operating pretty well, I would say, in terms of having to adhere to the FFP, but still competing on a level and being able to get Champions League football and then start upping the levels. And they haven't gone out and spent ridiculously like they were expected to. So it's been sensible, but it's been efficient. When we're looking at that, can he take Manchester United to the next level? It's going to be interesting to see. Let me know your thoughts on that one. I feel like with Omar Barada on top of him, that would actually be a good blend. It's important because Barada comes from a top level. So Ashworth won't be able to get away with anything mediocre, not with Barada in charge. It's a good structure. This is why I entertained yesterday. For Chelsea, it would be good if we put Winstanley and Stewart just as recruitment, maybe demote them one bit, and then bring in one sporting director that's going to call the shots at top level. That could work, maybe. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, we're about to wrap up. Starting off here at Barcelona. This is from Gerard Romero, saying, Barca have received an offer worth 60 million euros for Jong from Tottenham. This sounds wild. I'm not going to lie. This sounds pretty wild. I think Barca are desperate for money, so Gerard Romero is obviously doing the due diligence to try and get some publicity to Barcelona. That way maybe football clubs can think they might have to bid for Jong and therefore they get some money, perhaps, because they are in a bit of a pickle. But Tottenham bidding 60 million euros for Jong. I can't even say if that's true or not. It doesn't sound right because it's Tottenham, but you never know. So, let me know your thoughts on that. And this bit of news is crazy. This is crazy. Quincy Promes has been sentenced. Quincy Promes is sentenced to 6 years in prison. The Dutchman pleaded guilty to being involved in the importation of more than 1,300 kilos of cocaine. The value of the goods is estimated at 75 million euros. What a way to ruin your life. What a way to ruin your life. 6 years in jail now. He had it all. Why dabble in that? Some people are going to say 75 million. Well, I know. You're not going to exactly dabble in this for cheap little bits of money, are you? You're going to go for the big time. But what's the point when you've made it? You were a top footballer. I don't understand. You have enough in the bank. Live your life. So, bonkers. Absolutely insane. So he's been sentenced. crazy. Let me know your thoughts on that. That is absolutely ridiculous. He's just set himself up for absolute failure. So let me know your thoughts down below. And I will see all of you later on for video number 2. So once again, do not forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you later on for video number 2 as we get into how the day is going to end and how it's all going to be wrapped up. So much appreciated for watching, people. See you lot then. Have a good one. Take care. And peace.